Hi, we're going to review the material covered in week 4 of Algebra 2, Unit 1, Topic 2, SLT 8, SLT 9, and SLT 10. So we've been looking at inverse functions. Now we're going to look at how that applies to quadratics and radicals in real-world situations. So consider the following equation that connects the braking distance and the speed of a Ferrari. The s equals 0.03 s squared. For the speed at 10 miles per hour, the braking distance would be 3 feet. At 20 miles per hour, 12 feet, et cetera, down to 50 miles an hour, 75 feet. But what if we knew the braking distance and wanted to determine how fast the car was going? You would have to take the inverse function of the previous equation, and that would be s equals the square root of d over 0.03. And then if you put in the braking distance, you would get the speed. So if I have d equals 3 here, and I put that into my equation, I would then get a speed of 10 miles per hour. And if I had d as 75 feet, and I put that into the equation, I would have a speed of 50 miles per hour. In SLT 9, we look at the average rate of change. Average rate of change is is calculated as the function of a second x value minus the function of a first x value or first point divided by the second point minus the first point. Let's see how that example plays out using the equation for the Ferrari. So we're going to find the average rate of change for d of s equals 0.03 s squared for values of s between 0 and 100. So first we plug in 0, and when we plug in 0 to the equation, we get the answer 0. And then we're going to plug in 100, and when we plug in 100, we get the answer is 300. So d of 100 minus d of 0 over 100 minus 0. So this is the value of the function at the second point minus the value of the function at the first point divided by the second point minus the first point. You get 300 minus 0 over 100 minus 0. 300 over 100 equals 3 feet per miles per hour in this case. Finally, in SLT 10, we look at the rules for exponents. And there are four main rules that we examine: product rule, quotient rule, zero rule, and power rule. You see the quotients to the right of the table for each item. Essentially, the product rule is that when you multiply exponents with the same base and different exponents, you add the exponents. When you divide exponents with the same base with different exponents, you subtract the exponents. The zero rule says that anything to the zero power equals 1. And the power rule says that when you raise an exponent to a power, so when you raise a power to a power, you multiply the exponents. Hopefully that helps give you a better idea of what was covered during week 4 of Algebra 2. Thank you for watching.